Hi, you must be Mrs. McNulty. It's so nice to meet with you today. Was your drive over okay?
Yes, it was just fine.
Great, I'm glad. I love this city, but God knows that it can be a pain to find your way sometimes.
You're telling me I moved to Jacksonville 2 years ago from Spring Cove and I'm still getting used to the hustle and bustle.
I'm from a small town myself, so I understand. Okay, so Mrs. McNulty, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Samantha, and I'm the Chief Information Officer at the IT Department for Gartner. I asked for you here today because I believe that Gartner has some resources that would be beneficial to your company. In particular, our extensive databases and cost optimization tools could aid in easy access to information such as agricultural and chemical information, which is particular to you, and could save. And we believe that our cost optimization tools could save ArcLint up to 30% in annual savings.
I have to say I'm a little skeptical of all this, but I'm willing to hear you out.
That's all I need, Mrs. McNulty. I'm not here to push my product onto you. In fact, I'd actually like to know a little bit more about ArcLint so that we can ensure that Gartner is a good fit for you. Also, I'd like to possibly schedule another meeting and possibly a tour with other important decision makers before a sale is made. Would it be okay if I ask you some questions?
Please, go ahead.
Okay, so firstly, I've seen from your website that ArcLint currently works with the American Plywood Association and is supplied by several wood suppliers, including Bailey's Wood and Laminate. Are there any suppliers that you are involved with that aren't listed on your website?
None that I'm aware of. The list is continually updated as time goes on.
Good to know. So how is budgeting done in ArcLint? I see that you guys have 11 different facilities in North America. Are budgets done on an individual basis?
David Morse is our Chief Financial Officer, so he would know more, but as I'm aware of, an overall budget is designed that each facility is expected to follow.
Interesting, thank you. How about your employees? Would you say that in their current work environment they are time efficient?
I'm sure there could be some improvements, but no company is perfect.
No, for sure not. Even as organizers, we like to think we are at Gartner. Even we could have some improvement as well. But if you could rate your time efficiency on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate it at?
I'd say a 7.
A 7. Okay, so back to your suppliers. Would you say that there are any issues with your suppliers or that there could be anything that could be improved upon?
There are some issues. I'd say the biggest is getting deliveries on time. When suppliers are late, it really puts us behind. Our suppliers have bases in Austin and Los Angeles, so it can be hard to get supplies out to our eastern facilities.
Have you ever thought about just getting different suppliers?
We have, but it's hard to find suppliers that you can really trust. These shipments are really the bread and butter of our operation.
I understand. Gardner would be lost without our suppliers as well. Next question. So you rated your employees as a 7. Are there any particular reasons why or any particular issues in your daily operations that cause this to be a 7 instead of a 10?
Well, from my experience with touring and shadowing facilities, I've seen that there is a lot of wait time between when an ArcLint employee is given an assignment and when the employee can fulfill the assignment.
That's strange. Would you know why?
I think the biggest issue is the access of information. The work we do at ArcLint takes a lot of research to perform safely and with quality. Sometimes employees have to stop and look up information on the internet and it can take a while to find it.
I can see how that could be an issue. Now, Mrs. McNulty, if you can imagine a world where you had better suppliers that suited your needs, how would this help daily operations at ArcLint?
Well, if there were suppliers that we were able to trust that could also deliver on time, that would be great. No delays would help our image immensely since we wouldn't have to call customers about extending finish dates.
Also, how much time and money do you think you would save if employees didn't have to look up information or research themselves?
I think a lot of time would be saved. I estimate that an individual employee would save up to 1 to 2 hours a day if they didn't have to look up stuff.
Okay, Ms. McNulty, last question. If I told you that there was a way to match you with reliable and local suppliers and substantially reduce the amount of time each employee spends researching, would you be interested?
I'd say yes, but also say I didn't believe it was possible.
Well, I can tell you that it is possible, and it's what we specialize here at Gartner. We have a specific program that we call Gartner Research. Gartner Research has several different databases with over 1,300 skilled analysts and include research documents from 1,300 different kinds of topics. With this tool, you can save that 1 to 2 hours that you were talking about earlier. And Gartner offers this database as an open access database with a prescription, so no more scouring the internet.
Okay, that sounds good, but what about what you said about the suppliers? How do they come into play?
Well, part of Gartner research includes what we call critical capabilities. So this specific tool matches vendors to clients with specific needs. So simply what you do is you input the information about what you need from suppliers, and then the tool will optimize the search engine to give you those vendors that fit those needs.
I'm a little skeptical of that. It's just not that easy to find valuable suppliers. How can I be sure that these vendors produce quality materials?
I get it, Mrs. McNulty. A company like yours, you need good materials to produce a great service. Just to clarify, though, your question is about how Gartner evaluates their vendors?
Yes, I want to be sure who I sign a contract with supplies only top grade materials. Having the best materials is something our customers have come to expect from us.
I can assure you, Ms. McNulty, that each and every vendor that is added to Gartner's registry goes through a rigorous evaluative process. In fact, here is a copy of our process for evaluating our vendors, and also firsthand accounts on how Gartner Research has matched lifelong business partners. Have I created a better understanding of how Gartner Research helps evaluate the quality of its vendors?
Yes, I feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea now.
Good. Also, while budgeting is not your department at Arkland, I'd also like to mention that Gardner also offers cost optimization tools, specifically that ones that could help Mr. Morris when he is creating his budgets for each department, if he would so choose to do. So these optimization tools include IT samples, samples of contracts, and also FAQ documents. And they also give clients the ability to talk with Gardner professionals to review and critique any completed budgets that Mr. Morris would want to have critiqued over to also review afterwards. So we estimate that Gardner cost optimization tools save the average company up to 30% in annual savings.
That's impressive, I have to say, but I'm not completely convinced that your product is right for us. What's stopping Arkland from getting these same benefits somewhere else for cheaper or even free? I want to know that your solution is the best one for us.
Unlike you, Mrs. McNulty, if I can get something for free, then I'm not going to go pay for it. I understand that getting the best deal is important to you. But just so I'm sure that we're on the same page, your concern is that you can obtain these benefits that Gardner is offering for somewhere else for free?
Yes, my employees do research daily and it doesn't cost them a dime. Why should I have to pay for something that Google does for free?
Well, I can assure you that what Google offers could never be what we're offering to you. Each analyst on our team is educated and renowned in their own field. Besides this, Gardner offers all this research over thousands of different documents in one easy-to-access location. This saves you time and money in the long run, which you stated earlier is an important objective of yours.
You're right, I did say that earlier. You have me there.
So are there any more questions that you'd like to ask me?
No.
Great, then if you're interested, I'd also like to set up a meeting with other important decision makers. In particular, I'd like to set up a meeting with you and the president, Mr. Taylor, and the chief financial officer, Mr. Davis. Could I set up a meeting would be much appreciated if I could set that up.
Both of them are busy men, but I think I can arrange something.
I'd like for us to meet sometime before the end of the month, if possible. Which is better for you, the beginning or the end of the week?
The beginning. In fact, is next Tuesday, same time as today, good for you?
That would be absolutely perfect. Well, Mrs. McNulty, it's been a pleasure. I'll be sure to contact your assistant a little bit before Tuesday to confirm our appointment. If you have any questions or you need to reschedule our appointment, you can contact me on that paper right there. Have a nice day.
Thank you.